90 years of Swedish heritage, innovation, and industry-leading vision have all built up to this. From the family of the most trusted and sought-after reels in the world, a new era begins. The new Abu Garcia Revo Spinning puts world-class fishing at your fingertips. It was sink or swim in Sydney's pitwater, chasing saltwater brim, one of the most challenging fish to target with artificials. This required finesse presentation, and the Revo's rocket line management system executed casts with pinpoint accuracy, even with the lightest braided line. Then, Revo Spinning made its mark on Lake Michigan, home to smallmouth bass and walleye. Whether throwing a finesse drop shot or power fishing with a swim bait, its AM gearing system proved to be the solid foundation on which great spinning reels are built. In Sweden, Revo stood up to large northern pike. With the smooth, consistent pressure of its carbon matrix drag system and the reliability of HPCR bearings, it delivered superior performance that can tackle any fish, anywhere. Mount Fuji, the ultimate test for finesse fishing tactics. Ultralight line in Revo's ultra-compact, lightweight reel design detected even the lightest bites. And it didn't stop there. With Tokyo's lights providing the backdrop and Japanese sea bass providing the entertainment, Revo Spinning had the upper hand casting around the rocks, docks, and structures of Tokyo Bay. Aggressive, modern, and durable. The latest advancement in spinning has the Revo name on it, and almost a century of fishing expertise in it. No matter where your passion takes you, world-class fishing is only a Revo away.
We will determine the top 10 going tomorrow, and unfortunately, who will not be going tomorrow. Second place, let's give them top 3, Vita. No? There you go.
Top 3, Cal Clemson, 26.35, Chris Johnston, 25.75, and Corey Johnston, 25.15. On the non-boater side, Colton Tompkins at 24.7, William Litch, oh no, that's wrong. Sorry.
That's wrong? All right, that's okay. But the Johnson boys, for the guys that actually do follow them, these guys are on fire on south of the border. These guys, I tell you, are putting Canada on the map when it comes to bass fishing. These guys are out there just totally showing them what us Canadians are all about. And I'll tell you, the next guy coming up to the podium, the first guy coming up to the podium, a personal friend of mine, and I'll tell you, if you follow his track record for the amount of wins and everything he's done, I'll tell you, he's had a great past, and he's going to have a fantastic future too. Vita, coming up to the podium is
Team number 14, Mike Miller, weighing in yesterday 17.95, and Glenn Hollenbach weighing in 17.05. Mike needs 8.45 to take the lead, and Glenn 9.35.
How you feeling?
I'm going to take the lead. 8 pounds is all I need.
Yeah, but you're taking the lead. I think you doubled it. Make that official, honey. All right.
Hey, shut her down. This tournament's over.
15.50.
All right. Grab a couple of fish, hold them up. I think, unfortunately, we don't have a big largemouth prize, but maybe we can make something up for him. Once we made a prize up for Darren Izumi. It was like the Cute Fish Award. He loved it. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, they came off the water. It got pretty rough out there, but they got in here and they got themselves some great fishing. And like I said, coming and representing also out of the States from Pennsylvania. Exactly. Pennsylvania, right? So that's pretty cool. All right. He's going to show you some smallmouth. I think, did you call? Oh, my God. Look at that green fish. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give these guys a big round of applause. There's some nice fish for you. That's a really, do you want to weigh that largemouth? Let's weigh him in. All right. All right. 4 hours to catch him. We'll weigh him in. Put him in. No, hold the big guy. We're going to weigh him. Put the rest of the fish into water. Mike, while they're doing that, real quick, a couple of questions for you. We were talking to lineup earlier. Today, obviously, was a different day for a lot of guys. It's going to be really interesting to see what happens. Do you think there's going to be some upsets today?
You know, I can't see an upset happening. For the guys that were catching those fish, they were dialed in on fish. Wind isn't much of a factor. Now with like Humminbird's got the electronics available today, the accessories like talons and trolling motors, Minn Kota's got spot lock. There's so many features now that you can hold on fish and actually focus on fishing that if you're on fish like these guys are, chances are pretty good they're going to be able to keep catching them. Whereas today, we weren't able to see the fish that we could see yesterday, so I just packed it in and headed for shallow water and kind of largemouth fish, hoping to catch a big one and, you know, win a prize or something. But
We'll give you a prize. I'm going to buy you an ice cream cone. Somebody's bringing me one. I'll pass it on to you. Let's give us a total, honey.
Okay, so on the pro side, 33.45 takes the lead, and on the non-boater side, 32.55.
Okay, so Mike, we talked a little earlier. What prediction was the cut? So if y'all don't know Mike Miller is also the host of Anglers and Hunter TV. Very familiar. He's been fishing, won numerous tournaments. He's got great knowledge when it comes to this body of water. Mike, what do you think that cut's going to be? Top 10.
I wouldn't be surprised if you can sneak in with 38 pounds.
38 pounds?
Yeah, I mean, that was my goal today, is just try and get a 20-pound bag and have 38 pounds and hopefully be there for tomorrow. If not, I had a great event, and like I said, I don't take tournaments too seriously anymore, but with your event, the Canadian Open being here, I had to be here. I represent Lund Boats, and that Lund boat handles this water awesome. I mean, Glenn will attest to it. All day he was asking me, man, how big's this boat? Well, how fast does this boat go? This boat's all right.
It was a good boat.
It was a good boat. Nice one.
Guys, thank you very much. Let's give these guys a big round of applause. Away they go. Lund Boat's also one of our sponsors. And like I said, it's going to be interesting to see what that cut's going to be. We're looking for 38 pounds is what Mike's predicting. I think it might be a little bit lower. Weather condition was pretty fierce out there today. Vita?
Up next, team number 12, Ben Wu with 18.95 and Rob Clifford with 16.85. Ben needs 14.55 to take the lead, and Rob 15.75.
Ladies and gentlemen, standing right next to me is the man and the creator of the B1, which took place a week ago. We were all together in Quinty, and it was a fantastic event. Everything went well. Vita, are we taking over the lead?
They are taking over the
So
lead.
you're
Today's
taking over
weight,
lead, buddy.
1660.
So you're good, buddy. So we're gonna wrap that all up together. Hold up a couple of fish for us, Ben, and then I'll get into this, and hopefully we're gonna make things good for you guys, and you're gonna be coming with us tomorrow. Like I said, like Mike did say some things. The key thing was he came in earlier, and that was the whole thing. When he came in earlier, it tells you the water was pretty rough out there, and maybe a few other guys are gonna do the same thing. So just grab one or whatever, and come on over and hold them up for our folks. Let's give these guys a big round of applause. Some pretty consistent fish, and I'll tell you, it's 2 days in a row. Vita, the total weight for the event was coming in first.
Total weight on the pro side, 35.55, and on the non-boater side, 33.45.
All right, buddy. So I'm thinking you're going to be okay, but according to Mike, we'll see what happens. But you know, Ben, definitely different fishing. Your home base is Montreal, right?
Absolutely. I did the big drive out here to fish your event, Andy, and I'll tell you, it was worth every wave because today there were some big ones out there. Just a big shout out to Motor Guide. I was able to fish and stay on the spot with that Motor Guide XI5 and that big Ranger 620. Thankfully, got me and Rob home with 5 fish in the bag.
I think Rob was pretty happy with that ride. So, okay, so you know you have an event that's going to be coming up in a few weeks from now. It's on Erie. It can get as bad or even worse. But you've had a few years of running down in your own backyard there. So what are the weights compared to down in Lake St. Clair?
I'll tell you what. Wait.
You're Lake. I'm sorry, I said Lake St. Clair.
Francis? So Francis actually fishes very similar to this. The only thing is Francis is on St. Lawrence, so there's a lot of current. But I'm going to say it's comparable. I mean, there's big fish on both lakes. They're super finicky, and they're challenged to fish both. I have to say Simcoe is now tied with Francis for my favorite lake.
Well, I'm hoping it's going to be well enough for you to keep you going one more day.
Thanks, my wife. Hey, I just want to say hi, Ange, my wife, my kids, Jaden, Tristan, Devin. Dad's going to be home soon. Not sure if I'm going to make the cut, but I had a blast. I'll see you soon.
Thanks, buddy. Anything you want to say?
Yeah, I've made a lot of good friends through fishing over the years, and I made another good one today. Ben's a good guy. We had fun.
All right. Thank you very much, guys. Ben, thank you very much. And there is still lots of opportunity for guys that want to get involved in the upcoming event down in Erie and the next one after that, Lake Francis. So who's coming up here next, Vita?
Team number 18, John White with 17.05 and Andrew McKibben with 23.8. John needs 18.55 to take the lead, and Andrew 9.70.
All right, Andrew, let's hope. I'm thinking you got 970 in there, so I think you're going to be okay.
I think so.
Johnny, you know what? I'll tell you, it's been, I hate to call it a weekend of hell, but 22:35. Vita, make that official, honey. What's the total weight right now? She's going to tell you.
22.35.
Let's give a big round of applause. That's a good bag of fish. Hold the fish up for her, folks. Watch that hand. John, unfortunately, yesterday, and he is your homeboy, so if you're here and you're an Orillia person, we have to definitely hear your applause when he gets his fish up here. Now, John yesterday, unfortunately, had a little mishap in his boat, and he got a very sharp hook planted right deep into his finger, and he went into your local emergency here, and they did a great job. So he's weighing in big fish currently right now. Looks like big smallmouth. He's going to come in at 655.75. Great fish, and we'll take him, put him back. Okay, John, hold on for the camera over here real quick. Look at the size of this guy. This guy's probably bigger. Come on, ladies and gentlemen, let's give these guys a big round of applause. Those are two beautiful smallmouth.
Yeah, it was a great day. And we had a lot of fun out there. We couldn't go.
Go ahead, put that back.
We couldn't go down south to fish with the big boys because I had motor trouble and I didn't know if I was going to be able to reel in. So anyway, we decided to hang around locally and fish some spots I haven't fished in 5 or 7 years, and we found some fish and we lost some big fish. We were one fish away from having a great bag.
You know, yesterday it was unfortunate. You know, you had to cut your day short, unfortunately, to your mishap. And but you know what? You went to the hospital. They took care of you, right?
Yeah, they did. 2 doctors cutting and prying and probing and.
That's not something I want to hear, Sue. But anybody you want to thank?
Yeah, thanks very much to Pier Fishing, my wife, for letting me run away instead of doing the flooring. My partners, who were great. I had 2 great partners for this event. I wish I could have fished the whole event, and next year we'll get it done, and maybe we're going to make this tournament a little bit bigger.
We're not gonna, who knows, buddy? You might pull out of this though. You might be one more day with us. So
taking the lead on the pro side, 39.40, and on the non-boater side, 46.15.
all right, guys, good luck. Just give them a big round of applause. That's pretty cool. And you know what? That's a good thing because he had a good bag yesterday, and he's sitting good. You know, you know what? The most impressive factor of all these tournaments that we've done when it comes to these pro-ams is how much the pros really want to see their ams do well. Like, it's incredible on how they, you know, they come back and push that. So, Vita, who's up here next, honey?
Team number 23, Steve Voros with 7.3, and Philip Savraki at 17.25. Steve needs 32.15 to take the lead, and Phil needs 28.95.
All right, buddy. This the redemption day.
Not this time, Andy. This lake, it kicked me.
You know, a year ago, Steve won a Pro-Am that was on his body of water, and he did phenomenal 2 days, not 3 days, and it was fantastic. He had a great pre-fish, and then yesterday it was not what it was.
Yeah, no, everything I found completely changed. You know, I was out here battling it, and no regrets. I am lucky to draw a great partner in Phil. Phil and I, we teamed up 2 days last year at Kingston Canadian Open. He won it, and I won it together. So drawing him again, that's fantastic. That's what it's all about, is meeting good people. Lake Simcoe is fantastic. You can see the fish coming in. I just didn't get it dialed in this week.
You know, it happens, and Phil, anything you want to say, buddy?
Steve's a great guy. He's a great person and an excellent fisherman. It was a pleasure fishing with him again. I enjoyed it all.
Well, hopefully you're going to move on to tomorrow. Hold the fish up for our folks. Go ahead. So let me ask you a question. You know, in the weather that you've seen, Mike Miller predicted about 38 pounds is going to be the cut. What do you think? You think it's going to be that high?
Oh, boy. Fishermen are funny. Talking on the water, they all downplay their sizes. I think it's going to be right around there, maybe a little bit less, like you said, because today it was rough out there.
What kind of waves were you battling?
It was it was just windy most of the day. We stayed in tight. I didn't run myself neither. We kept it tight, but you know, 2-3 footers, no problem.
Well, buddy, thank you very much. Who do you want to thank before you go?
I'd like to thank definitely the city of Orillia for putting this on and inviting us here. It's always a great event every year we come here in this lake. And I definitely, as I said, have to thank you and your family for doing this. It's a lot of work, no doubt about it, and my family for letting me come and fish.
Hopefully they're watching. Let's give a big round of applause. Ladies and gentlemen, Steve Worrells and his partner Darren Jacko, actually this year won an award at the Spring Fishing and Boat Show. They actually head up a program for kids for EduCast, and it's absolutely incredible program. Like 300 or 400 kids at a time come out and fish, and that's what these guys do every single year. So Darren, unfortunately, isn't here with us this year, but he's assured me he will be here next year. So, right, Frank? Yeah, Frank, you like that. He played the national anthem for you, buddy. Here's our American guy, unfortunately, did not come up today, but go ahead, Vita.
Team number 22, Brian Geiger with 10.05 and Mike Sloan with 26.35.
All right.
Brian needs 29.40 and Mike 19.85.
Guys, that looks like a pretty good bag, buddy.
Better than yesterday.
Look at this smile. Okay, so just so you all know, Brian is he's also the inventor of Geiger Tech fish mounts. 16 pounds, very respectable. It's a good weight for you. Yesterday you fished with Corey, right, or Chris?
Cal.
Oh, with Cal. So you were leading with 26 pounds. So you're going to add another, how much weight? That's 15.75. So that's going to put you right up to about 40 pounds. I think you're going to be okay. We'll see what happens tomorrow. Are you feeling pretty good right now?
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with what we did. We kind of backed away from Simcoe. We were on there for a bit, came back into here, and we filled our bag within the last 15 minutes. We finally got our last couple called, and here we are. So we're pretty happy.
Okay, hold up a couple of fish for our folks, and so I'll tell you a little story about Brian Geiger, ladies and gentlemen. Brian Geiger and a couple other guys, including Jeff Buck, that unfortunately blew his motor up the day before this all happened. And this event can become very, very, very costly for some of these guys. We're talking thousands of dollars when these motors blow up. There's great marinas out there that get behind and support these guys, get them going. I know that Top Gun Marina actually got John back on the road, John White and a couple other boys, but unfortunately sometimes they just can't do it. And I know that even other marinas like Extreme Marine and other places were all out there helping these guys, keeping them going. So Brian, back to the story of Brian, who Brian is Brian was a co-angler last year that stepped up this year, and it's all about confidence. And when you get to that point, it's about being confident enough that you're going to do well. So Brian, I'm hoping you're going to make that cut, and tomorrow it's going to be all in your favor.
I don't know about that.
Right, confidence.
It was fun.
Mikey, you've done this too many times, buddy, so thank you very much for all your support. We'll be seeing you guys tomorrow. All right, we're going to bring up our next guy. Vita, it looks like one of the Johnsons is coming up next.
Team number 2, Chris Johnston with 25.75 and William Letchfield with 17.5. Chris needs 13.70 to take the lead and William 29.05.
You know, every time last week you were at the B1 and you said to me it's going to be close and you guys won it.
Yeah, we're going to be close to 13 pounds today. It wasn't the day I wanted on Lake Simcoe, but we had fun.
17. He looked at that
17
twice.
takes the lead.
All right, so you know what? I'm going to hold the fish up, and I just want to talk to you real quick and get these fish back in the water. So the key is to get these fish back into the live release boat and back into the lake as quickly as possible. And 17 pounds. Bob Azumi was up here yesterday. He made a really good point, and he had a very solid weight yesterday. But he said, tomorrow is going to be the interesting factor because depending on what happens with the wind, that will determine on what guys that fish a specific way and how they end up paying off today. So, Chris, obviously you like fishing beds and other stuff like that. And was it difficult to get to your water today? Was the wind making it challenging? Were they just not there? What would you say was probably some of the reasons it didn't happen?
The most important reason on Lake Simcoe that I had a bad start to the morning is you need sun for these fish to come up shallow, and they'll sun themselves and they start eating. We didn't get sun till about 11 o'clock. So I spent most of my morning running around, but when it's windy like this, it might take you a half hour, 45 minutes to get to that spot, and you're hoping they're there, and when they're not there, and then you got to run another half hour to your next spot. And I keep moving. That's normally what I do, and I just never ran into a good pot of them today. We caught a few small fish today, but just we never ran into them. But I know they're out there still, and I know some areas I couldn't fish today, but I also didn't have any bedded fish because I didn't get out to practice. And on a day like today, if you can get 3 or 4 bedded fish to start the day, you don't need sun to catch them. And I know a couple guys got a few quick ones off beds this morning, but we tried to just go for 5 big cruisers, and it didn't happen, but maybe tomorrow.
I'll tell you, it's key in being confident enough that tomorrow is going to happen, staying in the game, very respectable weight. And me, myself, personally, I'll tell you, I'd rather fish with you on a day like today than a day like yesterday. And the only reason why I say that is because I think I'd see you working that much harder on a day like today.
I don't think you wanted to, though, because that was a rough boat ride. We burned a lot of gas, and I wish I had a 522D today, but my Ranger 520 did the trick, but those walleye boats are a lot smoother, and that's probably why my brother caught more weight than me today, because he had a bigger boat.
He's older, he needs the bigger boat, right?
Yeah, he's getting slower. He needed more comfort.
You had fun, obviously?
Taking the lead on the pro side, 42.75.
Yeah, a lot of fun.
Buddy, thank you very much, and I'm sure we'll be seeing both you guys tomorrow. All right, come on, big round of applause. That's Chris Johnson. If you've just seen him weigh in, 17 pounds. So if you just tuned into the live eye, definitely a shocker there, but still very good. Right now, currently, is 46 pounds of leading the event. Vita, who's up here next?
The man who prayed for wind. Team number 8, Bob Azumi with 22.95 and Alex Hartling with 10.05. Bob needs 19.85 to take the lead, and Alex, 36.10.
Buddy, you know what? You may have called it right yesterday, buddy.
What about the wind? Yeah. Well, I was hoping for it to be windy, but I wanted more sun, though. And that as
we got to reweigh that. Oh, 21.8 something. Let's see. We'll get. Buddy, that you called it. It's 2 days of 21 pounds. You just put yourself.
21.
Yeah, up there.
My handheld scale must be off then because
What was yours?
My partner was weighing them all day, and he was like.
Wait, give me a second.
He was working hard today.
Take the blow dryer out. Make sure you get all that water out of there.
Oh yeah, just lay him out in the sun for a while.
What does he need to take over the lead, honey?
He needs 19.85.
19.85 to take over the lead, ladies and gentlemen. This is Bob Azumi right here in front of you, and all right, okay, that's enough. Put him in, and he's coming in. What I tell you, 21.20, buddy. Congratulations right now, first place. How you feeling about that?
21.20 takes the lead.
All right, hey, I love these multi-day tournaments. I wish it was like a week. Because I know the Johnstons would starve to death because they don't eat all day. But if, a chubby guy like me looks after himself out there, so I could survive. I got enough food in that 22-foot boat. I could get stranded on Thora Island for a month and still just call home and tell my wife I'm all right.
Hold the fish up for it, folks, and we're going to talk to you in a bit.
Takes the lead with 44.15.
Let's get 44.50. Let's get a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. That's Bob Azumi right there. And, wow, what a draw that is. I would have loved to have been on that boat today, at least for the food. I'll tell you, there's some nice smallmouth. Currently, big smallmouth Vita for the day is, what are we sitting at for big smallmouth today?
6.25.
How much, honey?
6.25.
6.25. Let's see if we got one of these guys to go over the top. Come on, let's get a big round of applause. As you can see, as lively as can be, these fish are kept very well. Let's try weighing this guy here, Bob. He looks up there. I don't think he's going to do it. No, he's not going to do it. Okay, let's put him back in the live well where they belong and back in the boat. Okay, so Bob, real quick, what do you predict that cut's going to be? Like, Miller started off at 38. Steve Voro said maybe it's going to be a little bit less. What are you thinking?
Yesterday, what was 10th place? Was it 20 over 20, right?
It was over 20.
So you easily take it 2 pounds off for today on the low end, but I'd say 3 pounds off. So I'd say probably 37 and a half.
So you're saying even higher than what Miller was saying.
Yeah, but he does a hunting show. I mean, what's he know about fishing?
I love that. That's the best. So let's talk to the co-angler here. You had a good time today. You fished with Bob Izumi. How can you complain about that one?
No, it was awesome. He taught me a lot. Had a ton of fun, and it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and I'm grateful.
So,
Alex, tell him the truth. I was a friggin' tyrant in the boat. Get this, weigh this, give me the net. Okay, extend the net, grab that, grab this, grab that. I mean,
I fish with you. I know that's not true.
Captain Heingrinder.
You know, we did a show about 2 years ago, and I brought the sandwiches. You know, I thought, I'll bring sandwiches. This guy gets the camera pointed at me because, look, we brought the guy who's bringing all the food. Now it was all about my food.
When you bring sandwiches, we're talking, the prosciutto and all the Italian stuff. He brings it to feed like this crowd here for 4 people, right? I mean, you don't go hungry with Andy, but as you can see, he doesn't miss a lot of meals either.
It was my trip of my lifetime because it was with Bob, and we had Vito who was our guide that day on Lake Ontario, and we were like saying, the fish, I tell you, I've never seen a day like that in my life on Lake Ontario. How many fish? You remember the fish we caught?
What did we catch? We caught salmon, steelhead, lake trout. And we had the show done in about 3 hours and way too many fish, but it was amazing fishing. That's one thing I do want to say in closing is we don't know how lucky we are living in Canada with all the diverse fisheries that we have. We got this place that's so close to Toronto. You got Lake Ontario, the salmon fishing you're talking about right in our backyard there in the GTA, and it's just like that right across the country with different types of fish. It's pretty amazing. Sometimes I think we take it for granted, but we are spoiled.
Well, thank you very much. Let's give a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Just to end it on our side, we were fighting with each other because nobody wanted to take the rod as it went off. And we were forcing Darren, go take the rod. And they were like, and the guide was like just so happy to be catching all these fish. So he was like, it was a great day. Anyways, Vita, who's up here
Team number
next?
19, Phil Haggerty with 16.95 and Greg Ostrowski with 20.04. Phil needs 27.25 to take the lead, and Greg 25.80.
Okay, so you don't really need 27 pounds because that's to take the lead. You just need enough to make that break, right?
We had 3 fish. It was a tough day. We didn't even lose any, and everywhere we went, it seemed the fish weren't there. So we kept moving around. We took a long run, beat the waves back, and that's what we got today. But we had fun.
You had fun. That's all. Hold the fish up for it, folks. You're gonna see young Haggerty come in a little while. Yesterday, bringing in a huge bag and sitting currently coming in today in 4th place. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. 2 father and son teams, actually 3 father and son teams. Unfortunately, our friend Ernie is not here with us. That would have made it 5 father and son teams at this event. Cal Clemson yesterday was disowned by his father right here. Took him off. He is no longer part of the will. So it was a great day. You're not going to disown your son, are you?
No. He's just. I'm just gonna find out where he was when I get home and look at his GPS. I'll just see where all the spots he had was.
All right, thank you very much. And you had a good time, right?
Oh, absolutely. It was a blast. I mean, we had a rough ride out there, and I don't know, being in that Ranger was, it was an experience.
Well, buddy, thank you very much, man. Let's give you guys a big round of applause. We'll be seeing some of these guys again tomorrow. And like I said, like Bob's brought that bar up a little higher, so it'll be interesting to see what Big Brother brings up to the podium in the next minute. Vita, who's up here next?
Team number 3, Corey Johnston with 25.15 and Mitchell Brett with 16.95. Corey needs 19.05 to take the lead, and Mitchell,
oh my God,
29.25.
You guys are all in for a treat on this one. All right, I think you're all in. Oh, put that fish back in there and pull that bag out of there. 0 those. You got him. You got him good. Oh my God! Now that's so you know. Oh, go ahead. Sorry, honey. That's how you know they're healthy, bro. That's a pretty big bag. You were like thinking in the boat. You were just joshing me earlier, right?
It was a grind out there today. I had some fish that I knew were there. Went and caught them quick, and we'll see what happens tomorrow.
Oh my God! Did y'all see that? Did you see that?
26.75. I think you took the lead.
26.75. I definitely did. You took the lead. That is absolutely cool. Hold the fish up. Let's get these guys back in the water and let's interview you here for a second or so. Did you all see that? That was 27 pounds of fish, every pound of it. Absolutely incredible. Let's see if he can put it together 3 days in a row. Look at the size of these smallmouth bass. We may be challenging that 630 right here in front of you in a second. Right now, currently, big fish is 6.25, and we just got a 27-pound bag. All right, so that's not bad at all. Okay, I think he's the big guy. Oh, that's the big guy. Oh, oh, no, I don't know, one of you guys. Okay, put him in. Put him in, not that one. Put that on the other side. Try both of them. Okay, here you go, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to try one big fish. Let's see if they're both going to go 6 pounds. 5.85, not quite over the top. Hold on a second, we got a 0. We got the 0 in. Okay, put this one in, and it's going to come in at 5. They're twins. Absolute twins. Is that not incredible? Let's give these guys a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Corey.
Taking the lead on the pro side with 51.90.
I got to tell you something, bro. Like, no matter what. Okay, first off, you know your brother's having a kid. You know, you should maybe lean back a little bit, let the younger brother, maybe, be nice for the kid room. Or you better be prepared to buy one nice present.
That's why I spent 5 days on the water, because he's going to get half the money. He's having a baby. I felt kind of bad for him. So.
Oh, look at that, eh? Come on, big brother's giving a big round of applause. All right, so, obviously the weather didn't affect you at all. So was it because your stuff was a lot more protected, or was it because you just are zeroed in on them?
No, I mean, I practiced for this. I mean, it's always going to blow at least one day on Simcoe, and you need to have something that you can go to and catch a good bag, because, I mean, if you have one day where you stumble, then you're not going to win, and you have to be able to catch them no matter what way the wind blows or how hard it's blowing, and that's what I practice for, just in case a day like today came along.
Okay, so the question is, do you have fish for tomorrow?
I've got a few left for tomorrow, so, I mean, we'll see what happens.
All right, so this must have been the day of your life. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, it was pretty good. I think it was a really experience going out with Corey. We had a good time. We caught a lot of fish. We were throwing back good sized fish, so it was a good day.
You were calling like 4 or 5 pounders, is that what you're telling me?
Yeah.
That's sick, hey? Think of that. And where are you from?
Pennsylvania.
Let's give him a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, because I think he's going to be back with us again tomorrow. What'd you weigh in yesterday?
What was that?
How much did you weigh in yesterday?
16.
All right, but I think you're going to be here tomorrow, so good luck to you. Let's give them both a big round of applause. Uncle, good luck to you. Let's give them a big round of applause. Away they go, ladies and gentlemen. That is definitely taking it up and over the top. 46-15 is what's leading it right now. And who's up here next, honey?
Up next, team number 4, Stephen Haggerty with 24.70 and Mike DeGuerre with 7.3. Stephen needs 27.25 and Mike 38.90.
Yesterday, it was a solid 23-plus pound bag. Am I correct?
24.7.
Yeah, so 24.7. Today, we're looking at 18.70. I think you're still very comfortable in maintaining a top 10 position. Are you feeling good right now?
I lost 3 fish today, and 2 of them would have definitely helped that. I should have at least 3 more pounds to that.
So do you think those fish will be there for you tomorrow?
No, definitely not.
So you're not going back for those fish?
No, completely different water tomorrow again.
So you know what you're doing tomorrow?
No, it's
Are you loving this right now, bro? Honestly, you must be loving this, man. Look where you are right now. Look, you are battling like Bob Azumi, Corey, Chris, Cal. Like you're right there. Like you must be eating this up. It's got to be the time of your life.
It's a lot of fun, that's for sure.
I can see it in him. He's so proud. Okay, hold the fish up for it, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give them a big round of applause. Currently, Vita, you got a mic there, honey.
Stephen's currently in 3rd place.
Currently in 3rd place. Come on, let's give him a big round of applause. And job well done. Absolutely incredible fishing. Okay, so we're going to take a little quick break right after this. We just got a commercial we're going to put through. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, just hold them tight. We'll be right back. And we're going to show you some fish right now. And big round of applause for these boys. They're so big. It's hard catching them a second time, let me tell you. I can't. It's already in sequence. Big round of applause. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely incredible. And we'll get them back into water, right? Don't worry. We got to he got his foot under him. I felt it. All right. Here you go, boys. Don't forget your slips. And thank you very much.
Whoever coined the phrase, less is more, wasn't much of a fisherman. He probably talked himself into a V6 when he could have got a V8, settled for 100 horsepower instead of 250, and went home empty-handed when he should have doubled down. Introducing the Solix series. From Mega Imaging to AutoChart Live to CrossTouch, Solix has all of fishing's most innovative technologies on our biggest screen ever. Because more is more. Only from Humminbird.
That's awesome.
That's so cool.
It's a game changer.
This thing steers just as easy in the thick stuff as it does out there in the open water.
It's much quieter. It's more responsive.
Hit one button, and you're locked down.
It's holding us right in place. It's anchoring us right here.
That new spot lock is dead on.
You know, the only fighting you have to worry about is fighting the fish now.
That's amazing. Absolutely amazing.
That's awesome.
The folks that just tuned in,
cool.
and for all
It's
you
a
folks
game
that are
changer.
sitting out there right now, Vita top 10 on the pro side are.
On the pro side, Corey Johnston in first, second Bob Azumi, third Stephen Haggerty.
Weights. We need weights.
Okay.
You got to tell us. Okay,
Corey
the last guy.
Johnston
Give us the
with
weight last.
51.90, Bob Azumi with 44.15, Stephen Haggerty with 43.40. In fourth place, Chris Johnston with 42.75. In fifth, John White with 39.40. In sixth, Ben Wu with 35.55. In seventh, Mike Miller, 33.45. In eighth, Cal Clemson. Oh, these are the guys that haven't weighed in yet.
Oh, no, they're not in yet.
They're not in yet.
Oh, so they're not in yet. So
Right, so
they're
we're going right to eighth.
Oh, so we're in eighth place. What's the cut at eighth right now?
The cut at eighth.
So everybody's in right now.
33.45.
So 33.45 is what the cut is right now, and let's see what happens. All right, bring up our next guy. Are we ready?
Yes, we are. Team number 13, Eric Luzak with 18.40 and Mike Rudan with 17.95. Eric needs 33.55 and Mike 28.25.
We need to go 18 just to keep you in that race. You're going over 21. Let's give a big round of applause. That's a phenomenal bag of fish. I think you're going to be right on that bubble. We'll see what happens. Are you excited right now?
Yeah, I fished my butt off today. Kind of did what I should on yesterday's. Ran around and put together a decent bag by the end of the day.
So I guess the game was a stick on Simcoe. The weather obviously did still play a factor. Was the water really like bad in the areas you were fishing?
Oh yeah, she's kicking up pretty good out there. But you try to stay out of it and drive nice and slow. Make sure your bilge pumps are working, and it's all good.
And obviously you had a good time.
Oh, I had a fabulous time. Everything. Fishing with Eric today was absolutely fabulous. I recommend him. I know he charters also. So
Here, that's a good plug. He does chart. Okay, hold up a couple of fish for our folks. You got a big one in there, bigger, take over the lead. 6:30 is right now. What's up in the first place? Is that correct, Vita? 6:30? What do we got for fish fit? 6:25. 6:30 is what we need to take over the lead. All smallmouth bass. Mike Miller bringing in a huge largemouth. And like he said, Eric is a guide in this area. He also manages about 4 other guides, and they all work together. So if you are looking to get even a group of guys out, Eric will help you out here on Lake Simcoe and get you onto fish like this. So you got him? A little bit harder to catch. Typical guy. He's got to hold the big fish. Let's give a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Phenomenal fish. And we'll get them back into water via CSFL Live release boat here on the backside. And we'll get them back to where they belong. So, Eric, you want to grab your slips? Anything you want to say before you go?
No, just let's see what happens.
Good luck to both you guys, man. Job well done, buddy. And take the slip here. Here you go. All right, it's going to keep cutting better and better. It's going to be interesting to see what happens and who's coming up later. Vita, who's coming up right now?
Team number 15, Joe Ford with 17.95 and TJ Thomas Lee with 22.95. Joe needs 33.
How are you, buddy? You have a good day
34
fishing today
pounds
with your
and
dad?
TJ 23.25.
You didn't fish with your dad? Buddy, how you doing? You had a good day today?
Great day.
Well, you're fishing with Joe Ford. Definitely going to be a great day. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like you guys got a lot of good fish having, but I guess that's, if we were on your lake, I think it would be a different story right now. This is the first time I've seen you fish out here on Lake Simcoe all the years we've been running here. So I know you're doing this, and I know that, that's what makes a pro, right? Because at the end of the day, it's doing what you have to do. And like a few guys like Bob and everybody else said, is you almost know where you have to be this weekend. If you want to call yourself a professional, it's the Canadian Open, and you know where you got to be, and you did what you had to do. Unfortunately, the fish were not there for you.
Oh, the fish were there. We just couldn't get them to go. It was the same yesterday. I had them bite yesterday. We had 2 come unbuttoned, but the fish were still there. I didn't see another boat for 2 days, and I felt really comfortable with what I found. But, it would have been nice to have some backup stuff. I joked with Mike Miller yesterday about maybe we should have practiced more.
You had fun, though, right?
Lots of fun, yeah. And hopefully my wife gets a
my birthday present next year.
It'll be a good birthday present for next year. Grab yourself a fish, hold them up for our crowd, and I'll tell you, ladies and gentlemen, I'd guide with him any day of the week, and that's what happens, man. You know, when you're out there fishing, and sometimes those fish just don't go. Steve Oro's, who I know specifically, I know what he's capable of doing, did it last year, did it 2 years in a row. Unfortunately, did not go where he wanted to go today. You gonna kiss the fish for us? Young guys fish. Okay, you guys ready for this? Kiss. Oh, look at that. We're going to take a picture of that, Mom. And when he gets married, you're going to put it on the board and show his wife. This belongs to you. And hopefully tomorrow you can manage to hold on to keep yourself in here. And it goes well for you. Joe, is there anything you'd like to say, last words?
I want to say thanks to you and your family and the team and my second favorite wife. My third favorite wife's here as well. Actually, they're both my second favorite wife. And my number one favorite wife's here, wherever she is. And, yeah, you guys are awesome. You put on a great show. Like, we got a great crowd. There's some huge bags. And thank you for all you do.
Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it, Joe. Let's give a big round of applause. He does a really good pig, too. I'm going to admit. We were at his place for a pig last week. And, Joe, grab your slip. And there you go. Okay, so we're going to keep bringing him up here. The next guy coming up to the podium, ladies and gentlemen, has had an incredible history on this body of water, from KC Cup Championship wins to Bass Pro Shop Open wins. Hopefully this year, the Canadian Open.
Team number 6, Bob Formosa with 23.45 and Colin Town with 11.5. Bob needs 28.50 to take the lead, and Colin 34.70.
Bro, you know what? It's the way it goes. You know, you normally fish out here later
Today's
in the season.
weight,
I know that,
12.40.
right? And it's definitely a different fish this time of year, isn't it?
I think it kind of came down to just not having enough water to go to. You know, I had a spot that worked really well yesterday, and it was just too rough to fish today.
You know, I think a lot of guys were in that same position. Hold a couple of fish up for our camera. No, you don't want home. Today we'll put them back in the water. So you had a good time, eh, Colin?
Oh, yeah, lots of fun.
You know, I'll tell you, I fished against this guy back in my day when I used to go out there and fish, and he was one of those guys that brought that level to that bar to that level, and it was like, if I'll be happy if I can beat him. I can be happy if I can beat this guy. There's a couple other guys that I would have been happy if they would have been here, but unfortunately they had some obligations they couldn't be here. But I'll tell you, man, you fished with 2 great champs this weekend, and hopefully you're going to be here tomorrow. That's all I can tell you. So thank you very much. Anybody want to thank?
Thanks a lot, Andy. Yeah, I'd like to thank you and Vita and your entire crew. Town of Orillia, it's a fabulous facility. It's the best, you know, it's some of the best fishing you can get anywhere in the world. I mean, just look at the bass that are coming in. They're healthy. There's lots of them, and I'll be back.
Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it. He'll be back along with the rest of everybody who's here this weekend. They're going to attest to that. So hopefully, I don't know, we're still thinking of keeping it 25 boats. I might bring it back to 50. All right, 25? 25 boats, Vita? I think this is a lot more fun right now. All right, who's coming up here next?
Up next, team number 5, Matt Pizzetta with 23.80 and Evan Hetherington with 21.45. Matt needs 28.15 and Evan 24.75.
It's incredible when, you know, a son of that size can stand and father his, my hands on it. And a father can still tower him. You know, my dad once said to me, he goes, don't ever get out of line because you're still my son and I can put you in your place. So I'll tell you, yesterday when you brought in that 7-pound fish, you don't understand how proud you and me and your dad were. I was proud of you. I've watched you grow up, buddy, and I'm really hoping that today this is going to be another great day for you. And it sure is, man. Let's give these guys a big round of applause. Over 20 pounds of fish, 2 days in a row. Buddy, you're on fire. That's all I can tell you. You had a good day?
Yeah, it was a great day with Matt. I've known him for a very long time, and it was nice to spend a day on the water with him.
Buddy, hold up. We got a big fish in there? Great. Hold up. What are we doing? Weighing it again? Yeah. We lost some water? Yeah. All right, so still over 20 pounds, 20.75, 20.65. Now you got to be happy, buddy.
Yeah, you know what? It was a grind. It wasn't. We had all of our fish yesterday at around 11, so I think we had 2 fish today at 11. It was a long boat ride. We started fishing at 9 a.m. and had to leave by 1. So
grab a couple of fish, man, and we'll talk. Let's get these fish back in the water. You got a 7-pounder in there? That's the question. 7-pounder. Will that ever happen again? We had that's the second biggest fish that we've ever had on this body of water. But I'll tell you, these fish are huge, monster fish. Matt Pizzetta going into day 3. I can assure you of that. His co-angler, as happy as could be, he'll be going into day 3 as well, too. Just hold him up, and let's get a couple pictures here, guys. Hold him good, though. All right, hold him good and strong. Come on, let's give these boys a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely incredible. Smallmouth bass, nice and healthy. You can see the colors, and we'll get them back into water ASAP. So, Dad, you got it? All right, let's put these guys back where they belong. Matt, real quick, just put those fish there and come over here. Now, you had some photographer following you around. What's happening today? Yesterday, we've approved it, by the way. So, what's going on?
So I host a TV show called Need the Fish. It's based out of Midland Rogers Cable. You can go online, watch it. You can watch it if you have Rogers. A few of the other stations have picked it up, and soon we're going to be launching a website where all episodes are available. We actually filmed the Gloucester Pool 2016 tournament. It went over very well, so I said, hey, let's kick it up and do the big leagues.
Right, you know what? You're always a part of the big leagues, and after today, man, you are the big leagues. Let's give a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. That's 2 days in a row. Fantastic fishing. Job well done. And we'll be bringing up the top 10 pros today in AMS right after the last team weighs in. Vita, who's up here next?
Team number 16, Nick Kuzovis with 17.50 and Derek Bonnet with 23.15.
Nick's got something to offer here. Vita, keep going, honey.
Nick needs 34.80 and Derek 23.05.
He says he's got it. What did you have yesterday, Vita?
Yesterday he had 17.5.
All right, wait. Oh, look at that. Did we get it? Did we lose water? All right, we lost some water. But you're seeing over 21 pounds, 17 yesterday. Oh, yeah. That's Bob called it at 38. Mike called it at 36. And right now you're going to be at about 39. How you feeling?
I feel good. You know, whatever happens, we had a bad day yesterday, so we just went out and had some fun today. And I saved this for day 3, but I had to use it today because I did so bad yesterday.
This is called, that's the weight of the bag. So this is redemption, 21.95, 21.22. What's the say, Vita?
22 even.
Wow. Let's give these guys a big round of applause. Girl, grab yourself a fish. Hold it up. Here's a story for you. Nick actually, unfortunately, is in between boats this year, and he will be in a boat very shortly, but he was in between boats, so his co-angler from last year seen the list, said, Nick, why are you not fishing this? And Nick goes, I'm in between boats, and he's just that type of guy, right? And he said, oh, use our boat. Nick said, no, it's okay. He goes, tomorrow morning, that boat's going to be in your driveway. You better use it. Nick came out, no pre-fish, and look at him. Let's get a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. That is absolutely incredible. Cinderella story. Let's see if it comes together and happens for him. Whoa, Nick. That could be, both of them at the same time. Nick's now blaming me, eh? He's actually blaming me. Watch this. Okay, Nick, you're going to blame me?
Of course.
You know, I'm going to tell you something, bro. You know why you did so good today? Your shoes does not match your shirt or your hat. You do not match today. You know, at the spring fishing show, every day we see each other. He's in the Mega Bass booth, and I bug him because he matches from top to bottom, right? Anyways, okay, so what are you going to say, buddy?
Nothing. You know, I just want to thank all my sponsors. Mega Bass has been a great contributor to me. They've helped me in so many ways. I've learned so much from them. You know, it's a small company that does really high-end product. And, you know, you're touching with the president and the lure designers. So it's just a lot of fun. And Pro J's Tackle out in Toronto. If anybody's down in Toronto and needs some tackle, Pro J's is one of the best stores. They have everything for any kind of angler, whether you're a bass fisherman, walleye fisherman, crappie, whatever. So stop in and see them down there in Teal.
Tell Jasper that Nick said he gets 10% off on your purchase there. So good luck, guys. Give them a big round of applause. Sitting in a position that could possibly put him in an opportunity to put it together tomorrow and the next day. Mikey, could they be another 7-day? We need to step up. We need to go. Well, I don't know what would be the metric way of 7. It would be lower.
Team number 7, Mike Laughlin with 23.15 and Ryan Taylor with 25.75. Mike needs 28.80 and Ryan 20.45.
All right, buddy. You know what? Yesterday, my daughter calculated that whole thing. You blasted off in the number 7 position. You brought in how much weight?
23.15.
Phenomenal. And you finished off in what position?
7.
And yesterday was the 7th day of the month. And what month was this?
The 7th.
Wow, this is all 7s, right? So if you're into the number game, I'm putting some money down on this guy.
Double 7, 14.50. Today's weight.
Are you serious? Yeah. Double 7s. Okay, but you know what? I'm thinking you might be okay, buddy. Don't come down hard on yourself yet. So the last guy comes in, it'll make a difference, right?
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I mean, I dropped a big one at the net today that may have cost me, and I dropped the 5-pounder that jumped off yesterday. So it just shows you can't lose fish in a tournament with this class of anglers.
You know, and were your spots really hard for you out there? Were they tough? Was it like really rough water?
Today, yeah. I mean, I was battling, even though it was a calmer area, I was still battling like 2 and 3 foot rollers in 15 feet of water, trying to drop on a spot this big to catch my fish. So
What would you say your smallest fish is in there right now?
Oh, I got a little one, like under 2. I had to run into Cooch to get a 5th fish today.
So, you know, just to show you that 6-pounder, what it did to this, it would have been 4 pounds right over and above this. Huge.
Oh yeah, big time. I mean, that it was about a 4.5 I dropped at the net, so that would have been like another 3 pounds added to my weight. I would have had 17 pounds today. So.
Wow, buddy. Well, you know what, man? I'm not counting you out. So hold the fish up, and you hold the fish up too, Ryan. I'll hold your sips. Grab a couple of fish, hold them up. Let's give these boys a big round of applause. And I'll tell you, man, I was rooting for him. I've known Mike for a long time, so it means a lot. I've watched these guys grow up, and I see how great of anglers they've become, and great people. You know, aside from all the angling and everything else, just great-natured people. And Ryan, for the folks that maybe, have any of y'all been to Casino-Rama? Put your hands in the air. Never been to Casino-Rama? Well, you might see Ryan there. He's always walking around in there, and he helps us. He manages a couple of other events. So let's give a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. And hopefully it's going to be enough to bring both these guys through tomorrow and making it the day it is. So 1450 is going to definitely be a different game. See what happens, buddy. Anything can happen. So that's for you. Yeah, buddy. All right, so Mike.
Yeah, I'd just like to thank a few of my sponsors. Thank you guys for putting on a great show. I'm glad I came out here. Got a bigger boat now, so I can play with more of the big boys. I want to thank Berkeley, Abu Garcia, Fenwick, Fluger, and Ultra Tungsten. If you're looking for an awesome drop shot weight, the Ultra Tungsten ones, it was key yesterday for catching a bunch of my fish.
You know, Mike, I'm telling you, I'm thinking you're going to be back here again tomorrow, and I'm hoping you're going to be here because you're one of my guys' favorite, and anything can happen. So let's give a big round of applause, and away they go. Job well done. We are definitely entering near the end of the track. This is it for the boys at the troughs. Vita, the next guy coming up, actually weighed in a fish earlier at 6.25, currently holds the big fish for today. Go ahead.
Team 21, Walter Adams with 11.5 and Sid Tom with 22 pounds.
All right, so yesterday wasn't the best day for Walter. I know what he's capable of doing, but he came in earlier today and weighed in a fish. And that takes a lot because you're taking time out of your day, and right now it still maintains the big fish of the day. And if it didn't come in when it did, it may have been different for that fish, and unfortunately it would have costed them a pound or half a pound right off that weight. So 13 pounds on today's weight plus the 6, that's 19. That's a little bit more what I'm used to seeing what you bring in. I'm sure that you have brought in more in the past. So
today's weight, 1935.
That's very respectful. You got to be happy with that?
Not too bad. We missed one. Close to the boat, and that would have given us a few more pounds. So, but we had to go a long way, and the way back was rough.
You know, do you think you actually made a good call coming back earlier, or no?
To save that fish, yes, absolutely.
And you know, when it cost you some other fish as well, right?
Yeah, I may have, but no, it was. That's what it's worth. Yeah.
It was the right call. Sid, how many tournaments have you been fishing with us now? How many of these pro-ams?
Well, it's been quite a few. I've been here for about 8 or 9 years.
This guy come right up in par with the rest of them?
Yes, he does.
Great guy, isn't he? All right, hold up a couple of fish. Let's give these guys a big round of applause again, ladies and gentlemen. Some nice fish coming in earlier. Fish care is what it's all about, taking a time out. And that takes a lot of time out of your day, especially if you're fishing Simcoe and you're coming all the way back in to go back out. Takes definitely a lot of time. So, all right, we're going to hold them up for you. The 6-pounder is unfortunately not here. And Sid just has some little slippery hands. All right. Come on over here, guys. Hold them up for our crowd and our picture. If you just tuned in, Vita, you want to do a quick little runner? What's the top 3? And give us the top 3 rundown. Let's see who's leading here. I know who's leading, but here you go, buddy.
Currently in the top 3 positions. In first place, Corey Johnston with 51.90. In second, Matt Pizzetta with 44.50. And in third, Bob Azumi with 44.15. On the non-boater side, in first place, Andrew McKibben with 46.15. Second, Derek Bonnet with 45.15. And in third, Mitchell Brett with 43.70.
Are you ready? All right, so I get a call earlier today, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just letting you know that we may not make it back in today, and I know Darren brought in over a 20-pound bag yesterday. So he's coming across the lake. I'll let him tell the story. Ladies and gentlemen, come on up here, Darren. David? No. David. A true chef from Italy. The guy you want in your boat, this is the guy you want in your boat.
Team number 10, Darren Azumi with 21.45. And David Iannacci with 23.45.
right.
Darren needs 30.50 and David 22.70.
Okay, so you're coming
and today's
in.
weight 13.30.
That 13 plus yesterday's going to be somewhere around 35 pounds. And you know what? I'm still thinking you got a good shot at fishing tomorrow. What happened? Like you came in, you called, actually you couldn't get in. Boat shut down on you.
Yeah, I was running across. I got a warning light on my boat. It was beeping at me. Middle of Lake Erie or Lake Simcoe, just in these waves, probably 3-footers to 4-footers. My motor just shuts right down and I can't go at all. I pin it. I'm going about 10 mile per hour. I'm like, oh no, this is not good. I'm just looking around. I am literally in the middle of the lake. I shut it off. I turn it back on. I got it up on plane. I got over to the west shoreline, and then I was like, okay. Now I got a little tinker with it, see what's happening. I found out that the oil wasn't getting to the motor. I fiddled around with it a little bit. I think I got it working, but I don't know.
How about my advice?
I did what you did. I did what you told me.
Was it hollow? Was there air in there?
I don't know.
All right, well,
It looked the same when I did before and after.
so I'm on the phone with Paul, Top Gun, and he's on the phone with me, and we're trying to figure out. And you know what? The best thing is you guys got in, and hopefully it's going to pay off for tomorrow, and you're going to be going one more day. Obviously, it did affect some of the opportunities of where you might want to go. Did it stop you from hitting some spots today?
Yeah, it's sort of, I could have ran probably a little farther if I was confident, but knowing that I might not have made it back, I've been like, well, so Pops, you going to come pick me up in Barrie? And he would have been like, no, Darren, no.
We would have. All right, hold up a couple of fish. Let's throw our crowd some fish. Let's give these guys a big round of applause. And again, a pretty dramatic story. You would think about being in the middle of Lake Simcoe with 4 or 5 foot waves thinking, I may not be getting off a plane. And I'm sure Bob would not have left him stranded. So, where's Bob? What do you think, Mike? You think Bob would have let him stranded? Oh, yeah? Oh, yeah. Yeah, maybe. No, he wouldn't have. All right, go on. Let's give these guys a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Beautiful fish. And we'll get them back where they belong and back in the water. So, all right, David, get over here. You know what? How many years have you been fishing pro-ams now? You know, you haven't stopped smiling.
No, why should I? 2 years.
You enjoyed it, right?
I love it.
And you fished with Darren today.
Yeah, amazing.
Who did you fish with yesterday?
With Bob.
With Bob who?
You know better than me. I can't remember his.
Formosa?
Yeah, exactly.
He's always happy. Yeah. All right, buddy. Well, thank you very much. The pizza was great. Darren, anybody you want to thank before you go?
Yeah, I want to thank you guys. I got to thank Abu Garcia, Fenwick, and Pfluger. Without their rods, I wouldn't have been able to catch any of the fish. So, yeah. And I guess I got to thank my dad for letting me use the boat.
Thanks, Dad. Thanks, Darren. Let's give a big round of applause. Away they go. We're down to our last 3 contestants, and it'll be interesting to see what happens. Again, the cut right now, Vita, what's our 10th position cut? I don't even want to know who it is. Just tell me who the 10th guy is.
I want to know who the 10th guy is?
I want to know. Yeah, tell me who the 10th guy is. That way I can look at him.
Okay.
Make him.
On the boater side?
I'm pretty bad. Boater side, 10th guy is right here.
Bob Formosa.
Bob Formosa is in the cut position right now.
And on the non-boater side, William Litchfield.
All right, so William, you're on the cut spot. You're on that. You guys are both on that bubble for top 10. Vita, bring up our next guy.
Team number 1, Cal Clemson with 26.35 and Colton Tompkins with 24.70. Cal needs 25.60 and Colton 21.50.
We had a pretty good day. It was a grind, but it was a fun day.
Buddy, you were leading this yesterday, 27 pounds. What are you going to bring in today? 21.50. You're a very respectable weight. You're right up there. You're still you got a day to put it together again. Obviously, you know what Corey brought in. So you guys, I heard you guys chirping each other today. Do you think maybe, you know, like, you want to put in a protest? I heard it. If you want to put in a protest, Corey will be going home right now.
No.
I was joking around. We were all joking around at the dock, so I just wanted to see Corey a little scared a little bit there. But anyways.
I want to beat him fair and square. So.
Yeah, you want to beat him fair and square. You just want to teach him a lesson. Yeah. So, I don't know. I think we're going to put out a hat for Chris's kid, so I'm hoping you guys all chip in.
Sure.
I don't know. We'll figure that out tomorrow.
We'll give him a fishing rod.
We'll give him a fishing rod?
Colton, you now took the lead.
Yes. Let's give Colton a big round of applause. He's our leader on our co-angler side. All right, hold up a couple of fish for our crowd, and absolutely incredible. Vita, what is the cut now, and who is, give me the weight. I just need the weight on the pro side because obviously Mike Miller is biting his nails. Nothing over 6. All right, so, you know, yesterday it was incredible how many 6-pounders came in. Colton, just grab them, hold them good. and you get the lively one. All right, come on, ladies and gentlemen, let's give a big round of applause. Absolutely incredible fish, and smallmouth at its finest. So they're going to get back in the water via the CSFL live release boat, and we'll get them back where they belong. So, you know, Cal yesterday comes in with an outstanding weight, almost 27 pounds of fish. Am I correct? What was your weight yesterday?
26:35.
26:35. So, you know you're going to have to put together another 20-pound bag plus tomorrow. How are you feeling about that?
Well, try 26, but I know we'll see what happens. I'm going to need that to have even a shot tomorrow.
So there was a couple of fish in our conversation after on the sidelines. Did you go back to those fish today or no?
No, actually, I hit every corner of Lake Simcoe today. I knew the fish would be gone, the ones I was fishing yesterday. When you get big front come through like this, you know, water temps drop 6-7 Fahrenheit, which is crazy for a 12-hour period. And I knew I was expecting them not to be there. So I checked them anyways. They weren't there. So I just went fishing.
So what are you expecting for tomorrow?
I honestly don't know. We'll see what the weather, if it stabilizes a little bit, maybe you know, a few fish will come back up and show themselves. We'll see how the day goes. I'm just going to go fishing.
All right, buddy. Well, here you go. Hold on. That slip's yours, and this is Colton. So tomorrow, you know, you're going to be fishing, if you can manage, depending what happens with the next guy or last guy. So the top amateur fishes with the top pro. So and so forth. So second, third. So we're going to get that done to you guys right away. Anybody you want to thank before you go?
I want to thank...
you better be nice to your dad, because he actually yesterday in front of everybody said that you were disowned. So you might want to try to, you know, do a little brown nosing there.
I guess I'll thank Dad. No, in all honesty, he helped me pre-fish. We found a couple of the bedded fish that actually I caught today, 3 of them. And he was kind enough to let me have them. So he didn't go get them yesterday. And I want to thank my partner Colton. He was a good kid out there today. He worked hard, and you know, even sometimes he didn't even fish. He helped me look at the fish, out deep with the little viewing device. So
the viewing device. Now this is very important, especially when you're in big water and this thing keeps coming up and hitting you in the face.
Oh yeah, I caught one in about 12 feet in 4-foot waves, and the first thing I did when I got there is I dunked the cone in the water and basically dove underwater, but half in the boat, half out in the boat. And I said, yeah, Colton, it's there. I can see it. So, and then anyways, he manned the cone, and I fished for it, and I caught it.
Teamwork all the way to the end. Congratulations to both of you guys. Give a big round of applause. All right, so Vita, what is the cut weight right now? That's what we need to know.
Unofficially, 10th place, 37.65 on the pro side.
So 37.65 is the cut. Franklin's coming in right now. Vita, what does he need right now for the cut?
Oh, you're going to make me do math?
Am I going to make you do math? Yes, I am.
For God's sakes.
Okay, don't. What did you have yesterday? I'll do it.
Hold on.
Yes. Okay, we'll get them out right now. If you have boats in the reserve slips, please remove those boats right away. Once again, what numbers are they? Do you know? If you have a boat 51 and 49, please take them out right away. So that way we got a big boat coming in. We'll be... Okay, if you see a yellow tag on your boat, on that slip, that's up, you need to pull it out there right away. I know we'll be done in a minute, and everybody should get out ASAP. Franklin's sitting in the sideline. He's going nuts right now, trying to figure out what to do. And what's he need, Vita?
15.65.
You need almost 16 pounds to get yourself in. And is it Bob Formosa still sitting there?
He's on the bubble.
Bob Formosa still on the bubble?
He's the what?
All right, here we go. Bring up our last contestant. Here we go. Vita.
Team number 9, Frank Jansen with 22 pounds and Bill Jones with 18.40.
Bro, you need 17 pounds, man. I think you got this hands down. What do you think?
I don't think so.
You don't think so? You all think so? Oh my God! We might have we might have 11 boats going into tomorrow if there's a tie. Make that official, honey.
Hold on.
And it's not moving. It's right at 1660. Like, that's like a dead boom. All right, hold a couple fish out while we figure this out and make this official. And let's hold a big round of applause. You got a big fish in there, Franklin? No? 38.60, he's in? Does that mean Bob's out?
Bob's out.
Oh, man. Not Bob. So
Bob's out.
Make it official. Might be a tie. Hold them up for our camera there.
I have to
Absolutely incredible. Come on, ladies and gentlemen, let's give these guys a big round of applause. Last team in, and the last team to make the cut. And it's kind of nice to see them because Corey actually wanted to make sure he had somewhere to sleep tonight. And all right, there you go. Come on, look at that smallmouth bass at the finest. Ernie, if you're sitting there watching, I hope you're proud of your son. He's done a great job here, and hopefully he's going to make it happen tomorrow. I think everybody's got. Do you think we should start the whole weights over for tomorrow?
Well, that'd be good with me. Yeah, absolutely.
All right, buddy. I'm going to say thank you very much. And anything you want to say before you go?
I know it's good day. Good day with Ernie out there. I mean, Franklin.
Franklin, is there anything you want to say, buddy? Anything anybody want to thank?
You know what? I just want to. We didn't expect to be fishing tomorrow. I'll tell you that. And we caught a fish towards the end of the day. And you know what? Never giving up, I guess, is. That's key. You know,
That's the boys and girls. Never quit.
Yeah, we got our biggest fish at the end of the day, so that was pretty cool.
All right, Vita's going to make everything official. Just give her a second. Let's give you guys a big round of applause. We do need you guys to move the boat. Vita's going to make an unofficial call right now. Just so you all know, please take your boats off those slips. We don't want to get anybody upset, especially people who have booked their weekend here. So if you could please take your boats off those slips, and Vita's going to give you an unofficial count of names right now. Go ahead.
Unofficially, the top 10, Corey Johnston with 51.90, Cal Clemson 47.85, Matt Pizzetta 44.50, Bob Azumi 44.15, Stephen Haggerty 43.40, Chris Johnston 42.75, Eric Luzak 39.70, John White 39.40, Nick Kuzovis 39.15, and in 10th place, Frank Jansen 38.70. On the non-boater side, in first place, Colton Tompkins, 46.20. Second, Andrew McGibbon, 46.15. Third, Derek Bonnet, 45.15. Fourth, Mitchell Brett, 43.70. Fifth, Evan Hetherington, 42.15. Sixth, Mike Sloan, 42.05. 7, Sid Tom, 41.35. 8, Ryan Taylor, 40.25. 9th, Mike Rudan, 39.25, and in 10th place, thank God I learned to say his name correctly, David Yanciani. I blew it again. Ian Anciani with 36.75.
David, you're in for tomorrow. All right, folks, we're going to wish everybody a safe trip home tonight, and we do need the top 10, both sides, pros and co-anglers, to stick around so we can tell you exactly what's happening tomorrow. And again, if you do have your boats in there, please move them. We want to thank all the anglers that did participate in making this year's Canadian Open what it is, an event that is dear to me and dear to the nation as the #1 tournament. And again, thank you all for coming out. We'll be back here again tomorrow, blasting off at 7 a.m. You can tune in on your webcam. We do a blast off every morning. We show it on our Facebook Live. And again, tomorrow, 3 p.m. right here, top 10 anglers right here in front of you, ladies and gentlemen. Please join us. And if you can't be here in person, tune in on the Live Eye. So on behalf of the CSFL, Ben Coda, Abu Garcia, Mercury Motors, Spring Fishing and Boat Show, Lund Boats, Berkeley, Hummingbird, and most of all the anglers, my family, my great staff, and all you for coming out. Thank you very much.